Good morning, St. Peter's. Welcome to our devotion this morning, Revelation chapter 6, verses 9 to 11. The Lamb opens up the fifth seal, and this morning we see the goodness of judgment. Some people will say, judgment of God. I don't really like to believe in a God that is a God of judgment, and I don't really like that at all. And many people in the West can't really stomach or fathom that God would be a God of judgment. However, in the passage today, we see, listen to this, we see people who have been slaughtered because of the testimony they had been given. They've been faithful witnesses to Jesus. They cry out with a loud voice, "Lord, the one who is holy and true, how long until you judge those who live on the earth and avenge our blood?" Here we see that judgment is good because, someone has to put an end to evil. Judgment is good for those who are found on the wrong side of injustice, because there's a knowledge that someone will right every wrong. So judgment is actually a good thing. We might be offended by the idea of judgment because we live in fairly peaceful times in the West. We're fairly blessed, and we haven't had to deal with war, famine, pestilence and plague of lately, as we saw last week in the Four Horsemen, or yesterday in the Four Horsemen. But of course, all of us have to deal with death. And here, these people have been slaughtered for their testimony to Jesus. And they say, "The one who is holy and true, how long until you judge the earth and avenge our blood?" They have a deep, deep belief in the vengeance and justice of God, because they trust that this is the one who will judge everything completely, finally and fully. He will see every mark, everything that's been done wrong. He will right every wrong. The real reason we probably don't like judgment and the idea is we're happy for judgment to take place on people that are really terrible, people that we think are awful, people that are deserving of it. But we really don't like the idea of judgment happening to ourselves. And yet this Lord is the one who is holy and true. He sees all things, and he will avenge and right every wrong. And the reality of judgment is great and good, because it rights, this we know, the one who is holy and true will right every wrong. And it's also great, finally, because judgment is great, because knowing that there is a God of justice means that you can be people who love your enemies, who forgive those who have unjustly done something wrong to you, and you can practice peace because you know there is one who will ultimately deliver justice. This is good because it allows people to be peacemakers and people who follow in the Master's footsteps, the one who, the slain lamb, who was the lion, the powerful lion of the tribe of Judah, but the one who was slain and who is at the centre of the throne. And you can cry out, "How long, God, until you give justice?" That's the goodness of justice for today. Tomorrow we see the sixth seal, and we see the restraint of judgment. See you then.